I absolutely love this conversation, and we're defining so much importance in our young ones, and we're going to carry on doing exactly that, especially in this time in the kids' lives when teething is a normal part of growing for babies, and it usually happens around 6 to 9 months of age, right? So your baby may be more unsettled, dribbling, or want to chew on something just a little bit more than usual. So we're going to sort you out, Mzansi. We're joined by one super marvelous mama, it's Tumi Mogai, to show us how to make something to satisfy our little ones' gums during this time. Tumi, how you doing?
I'm good. I just want you to tell South Africa what you thought teething was. Because
I'm
sure you're not the only one.
So I thought that it was when the teeth start coming through and kids just start biting everything and sucking and doing all these crazy things.
I'm glad you thought that, because I thought you thought it's because they want to stop biting things.
Yeah, well, kind of in a way. I don't know. Well, so, I'm glad I'm here to find out. Let's just say that.
It's all right. So as children develop and they grow, they obviously form the teeth inside their gums and now have to cut through the skin or the gum. So it gets very irritating.
It's quite painful,
and
right?
Itches, and they need something to get rid of it. So you find that kids sometimes end up biting people or end up biting toys. So this is a good a snack to give them that they can bite onto and still get the nutrition that they need, but also keep them busy so they don't get irritable, because they get very irritable. They get very sick. They become little monsters.
Right. Well, I'm getting educated. I think everybody out there as a kid who is expecting one is going to want to listen to this, because this is the perfect opportunity to kind of set up a nice feeding scheme for your kid as well as they go through these months, right?
Correct. Very
Before
true.
we talk about that, what are we doing?
We are making teething biscuits.
Okay,
so we are making apple, oat, and cinnamon teething biscuits.
Yum.
So in essence, we're saying to our babies, we're keeping it nutritional, but we're also making it a fun experience they can still enjoy. So we're going to add a bit of banana there just for the flavor and for the texture. So I'm going to ask you to get chopping there.
Chop that up for you. Is this also going to go in the blender, right?
That's also going to go in the blender. But what we're doing is we're starting off with some oats, and I'm going to blitz it up, because what I want is I want the texture from the oats, but I also still want it to be slightly ground up a bit. So you still want to see a bit of the oats in there, but we want it to be ground out almost to like a flour.
Okay, I got
so
you.
I'm going to start with that first. As you can see, it's going from those big globules.
Yeah, turning into like somewhat of a powder, actually.
Correct.
It looks quite cool. That's quite an interesting way on changing up your oats as well.
Exactly. So if you do have oats, don't worry about it going off and going to waste. You can definitely utilize it in many different ways.
Nice.
And now we're going to start adding the elements into this. One of the few things we're adding is some coconut oil. And this is obviously a healthier alternative. Well, not healthier, but it's a bit good fats. Exactly. You know this because you're about to represent
essentials when it comes to nutrition. And another essential is also the fact that there's some good nutrition in this too. I mean, not just the flavors, but the fact that how it's made. I mean, these pouches are perfect for every age, right? I mean, at the stage of your little one's feeding journey from, let's say, 6 months, Purity pouches are available in a variety of flavors for every occasion. So get this, here's a cool example. From 6 months, you can start your journey with simple fruits and veggie flavors. And then maybe from 7 months onwards, you can start bringing them into a new combination of flavors, and they can discover things like the mixed fruit and oats. And then maybe the month after that, let's say month 8, you can start with the yogi pouches for an even more variety. Now, I think it's perfect, and these little pouches are also convenient. It's a great snack. You can have it anywhere, anytime, and it's great to just also slide into a lunchbox. And on top of that, you can also freeze it. Now, there's no preservatives, colorants, nor artificial flavors. So why am I not eating this is the question.
That should be the question, but I just love that it's a great alternative, because a lot of parents go to work. So you find that at those ages, 6, 8, 12 months, your kids are going to, not preschool, to daycare. So it's good to know that you can pack something into your kids' little scuff tin that they can actually
and not just kids. I mean, I just thinking about it now. Those pouches I use a lot in competitions, actually.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys not necessarily the dependence on what month it is, but just the fact that it's got some good nutrition, and it's an easy thing to snack on when you're also competing. I know this is a massive curveball, but this is something I actually use a lot in my competitions when you just want to get that extra little kick in and you don't want anything unhealthy. It's epic to just sip on that. I mean, as an adult,
imagine.
It still ticks the box. Then you know this is some good stuff.
This is some good stuff. So now we've blended it all up, and in essence, what we want to do is create somewhat of a bit of a dough. And as you can see, it's nice and firm. That is exactly what we want.
It's all come together.
And just for that additional texture, because I also see that I've blended it a little bit too much, I'm going to add a little bit of my leftover oats here, so that, as we said, as they keep biting onto it, they can also still get the texture, and it helps them with that. So we're going to dry this out. I'm going to add a bit of flour, and all we're going to do, like you would with any other shortbread biscuits, you just roll it out onto your surface, and then you cut it into these beautiful finger-sized biscuits that we can then, let me actually flour our surface here, and we're going to get rolling bake them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then cool them down and start packing those babies away for your
Yeah,
own.
that was so simple, actually. I mean,
Very
normally when it
simple.
comes to baking, there's all these ingredients and so many things to do. I think with this solution over here, this is quick. It's simple, and it's probably going to taste good, too. I'm going to dab into that, but before we do, there are some incredible things to talk about. And there you have it, Mzansi, a convenient meal. It's a solution all in one, and there's a variety of flavors and textures, perfectly tailored for each developmental stage, so parents can enjoy time with their little ones. Now, Purity is there for you every meal, every snack, every step, and you can get your hands on this recipe by visiting expressoshow.com. Tumi, I see you've almost done with your rustic biscuiters.
You know this.
And, can I go in there and nibble one, or is it only for the kids?
You're a kid at heart, Raul, so definitely go ahead.
Mzansi, well, I'll take it to this. We'll see you in a bit. Yum!
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. It all begins with Purity.